Okay, so we've got our next session, our 7th of the day. Sorry, 7th of the week so far. Pleased to welcome Simon Buswell from EcoFlexibles. Please give him a hand. Thank you. Give you a hand as well. There you go. And we've got 20 minutes. Okay, if we can manage to squeeze everything in that we need in 20 minutes, that would be great. I guess we'll start with you and EcoFlexibles. Tell us about the company, tell us about yourself and how you got to where you are.
Okay, is that good?
That sounds great.
So we're quite a new business, relatively new business, 6 years. And we started off as a repro house who made plates and did repro for a lot of label customers. And we also started a business where we supplied flexible packaging to customers in the UK, but we worked with various supply partners. So we developed a range of films. We outsourced the production of those films to our supply partners. We created quite a lot of different structures right around the time that the whole sustainability agenda came into force. So we saw good growth in that part of the business as well. And as technology changes and certain supply chain pressures come through, we saw a lot of our plate business or plate opportunities move into digital label presses. And we also wanted to have a point of difference with our own flexible packaging supply. So that the time to enter manufacturing for ourselves presented itself. But we didn't want to go into something that was just a me too. Let's invest in some flexo presses, let's invest in existing technology. We wanted to really push forward with new technology that would give us a unique proposition into the marketplace. So we could enter confidently as a new player with fresh outlook, new technology, but also to help support our sustainability agenda, which is foremost of our strategy.
Okay, so you called your company EcoFlexibles, which is a brave move because a lot of people have stopped talking about sustainability because green hushing is now happening rather than green washing. People are afraid of green washing, so they just stop talking about it. But you've put it right up there in the front. How do you justify that when it comes to proving your case?
Good question. I think for us it was all about sustainability. It was all about doing something different, but also being brave. And we'll talk later about what we did with the investment with the FP790. You've got to be brave. You've got to put yourself out there. So we really wanted to say that this is what we're doing. This is the forefront of our business. And I know you'll give me a question later we're going about. So we've developed loads of structures that are all eco-friendly, whether they be monopolymers, reduced gauges, and we actually have a patent for a certain film as well.
Right.
So in terms of delivering what we said we would as a name, we have done. And then the investment in technology supports that with inkjet, with water sustainable plates we have, with water-based inks. And even our systems, it's all about removing waste from the process. It's not just the final bit of packaging you see. Our whole ethos is about supply chain waste, whether it's automated workflows, getting things right first time, reducing duplication of inputs, automation. That's our whole focus, and that all fits into that sort of sustainability agenda. So it's not just one thing we're gone, let's do that. It's the business.
Right.
It's the business.
So to meet that digital demand, you bought yourself a Jet Press FP790, which you can see just behind Tommy there. You can see a picture of the press, a little bit big to fit on our stand. Soon followed by a second. Did you know the volume was there before you did it, or did you cross your fingers and hope?
A bit of both. I mean, it's funny because we were the beta for the FP790, and that came in July 2023. But now we're here 2 years later, and it's just flown past, and we've had good growth. We've won a lot of business having that technology, but also we were saying this week, what do we do? It was brave, it was a risk, it was new technology. I think, but what we did, we worked with Fuji to understand it, to vigorously test it, and it sort of fit with the sort of work we had. And when you look at our market in the UK, It's a very fragmented retail market. It's competitive. There's a lot of SKU counts, a lot of proliferation, a lot of design changes, seasonality. More and more, our market was crying out for something like this, with the sustainability agenda of water-based inks, of low energy usage, of low waste. But also a lot of the mainstream flexo converters were also trying to move further away from smaller runs. Okay. Older equipment, they will have less make readies, reduce their waste and be running for longer. But the market was sort of saying, well, actually we want this.
Yeah.
So it felt just right. We understand the market, and a lot of our existing business we had that we outsourced to supply partners, we focused that in mind to try and focus on those markets. So when we went for the investment, we didn't just sit there and go, what do we put on it? Yeah. We actually had the pipeline, the portfolio to put on that press straight away.
Right. Okay.
Which was key for us, because as a new business, investing in this bit of kit, it had to run from day one.
Yeah.
Had to run from day one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, are your customers aware of what process is used to make their films or pouches, or do you just say, don't worry about that, we'll sort that?
Yeah, no, we've really, going back to this our name of EcoFlexibles, and we've really positioned and PR'd the credentials of the press. From its inks, water-based inks, its low waste, its sustainability agenda. The fact it is digital with a very high print quality that matches gravure. Yeah. So we do really position that as a unique proposition for various reasons. But it's a wide market, so some customers will come on and go, look, I want some pouches. They wouldn't know the difference between toner, inkjet, flexo. Yeah. Others are more clued up, they know what they're doing. So it's understanding the customer, what their needs are, and actually some customers it would be lost on them. Yeah. Others, they want to know, and we'll tell them the story and what we're doing for. So right. It's just it's a positioning piece and who you're dealing with in what segment of the market. Right,
okay.
Yeah.
So you've also, you said, developed some films, and I know one of the sort of brand names that you've got, that you've been talking about, is called EcoLidd. What's unique about EcoLidd? Is this the patented?
Yeah, so this is an example of things we've done in terms of material structures. So yes, we have the press, it's all about that agility, print quality, reduce waste, etc. But also we follow through with the material structures. So EcoLidd is a range of lidding films for us, high barrier, peelable, seals to various options, and it's a monopolymer structure. So in the UK, that can go back to store to be recycled or downcycled, but when the infrastructure comes into the UK, that can go into your home recycling. Yeah. But 70% of local authorities have to collect to do that. So it is recyclable, yeah. But is it recycled because of collections and so forth? But yeah, that's a range of films we're now starting to launch. And coupled with the digital print technology, it's a unique proposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading about the EcoLidd, and I remember there was a blog post about some ham that was being produced. And it was like a trial. It was in limited stores only of Aldi at start. And I went to my local Aldi, and fortunately in the town where I lived, they had this ham. So I went and bought it and made a video. And I thought, I think this is the first time I've been into a retail store, major national brand, and picked up some digital print, because mostly that's fulfilled by analogue. Yeah? Yeah. The next occasion was not the box, but the contents. You hungry?
Yeah, I do.
There you go. I might give a prize. I might ask a question at the end. But I went into Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is a major national retailer in the UK. And I know this range is also stocked by Tesco's and probably Morrison's and all the others. So this is, hundreds of thousands of units. And it's printed on the FP790. I really thought, when I take it out of the box and get a glass on it, it'll be analogue. But it's digital, and I think that's the first time I've seen a major national product rolled out with that. And so, yeah, if you want to examine the print, or even better, eat it, then I've got 3 left, okay?
I think just on that, so the FP790, in terms of its efficiency for us and its speed, its ink usage, its uptime, its low waste, we do a lot of work in the UK for retail. So digital's always been probably known for small brands, challenger brands, test marketing, seasonality. we've actually captured a fair bit of flexo market share. So we've not really been a digital competitor as such.
Yeah.
We've been a film converter.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me the story of what you do for Whitworths and how that developed when you got the SP790.
Yeah, so this was, I mean, we actually, we were good suppliers to Whitworths initially. They're not far locally to us, but we actually engaged them in terms of, okay, as part of our review, what do we do, what do we invest in? We asked about what their pinch points were, what their issues were, the amount of SKUs they have, the seasonality of the SKUs, the packaging write-off costs, and all that came back to us and sort of said, no, this is the right thing to do. So we presented that back and said, look, this is a point of difference we're going to invest in, and we think it will give you this, this, and this, and this. I think if they had 600 SKUs, 400, what they call their tail. So that's where their problems were.
Right.
The other 200 are big volumes, and this sort of market, they like to change things, release new brands. So it was a mix for us with them. We do a lot of retail work for them, but they wanted to rebrand their products, and it's always been known as a home baking brand.
Exactly.
In the aisles of supermarkets where you get all your ingredients, but they've really tried to focus on the sort of the healthy eating, food on the move, snack, 5-a-day healthy eating sections. So when we was presented with this artwork to launch with Whitworths, it was challenging, and it had been challenging for Flexo.
Yeah.
And the real sort of desire from them was to make it pop, sing on shelf.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive marketplace, and the packaging has to sell the product and stand out. And this is a big relaunch for them. It's the first in about 6, 7, 8 years, probably.
Yeah.
So the good thing with this, we engaged early with them. They brought all their senior team to our facility for a board meeting. Then in the afternoon, went to the press. I think we printed 10, 15 designs in an hour.
Right.
So we could mount them all up, made some tweaks, and they literally left knowing that their brand vision has been printed to what they wanted. So they left,
Right.
and then we had to get on and print and do all the designs. And since then, they've been able to launch a lot of new products quickly, go to market, tweak them after launch, retweak them with QR codes and promotions and activities. So for them, the uniqueness of our offer, where there's no plate costs, you can redo things, you can run things as ranges, as composites. So we can do a big print run and produce 10, 15 packs at the same time.
Yeah.
So for those, they really engage into that product for them on their brand. But on the retail side, where they pack for like Tesco's, Holland & Barrett, Waitrose, Marks & Spencer's, where the MOQs are quite low, they can then attack that part and not have a lot of stock write-off.
Right.
And retailers are known in the UK to change designs quite a lot. So again, another set of plates, risk of write-off.
And they're very tough on their suppliers too, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
So I went out to Whitworths where they fill these pouches with dried fruit, nuts and seeds, and they were, their campaign, their rebrand, which is only 2 years old or so, really was instrumental on EcoFlexibles being able to produce things quickly and get things out. And I interviewed their marketing team, and it's available on LinkedIn. If you want to have a look on my profile on LinkedIn, you can see the video there, but it's a good story. It's a great story. I've been reading another blog of yours that was talking about the US market.
Yep.
Is it expansion plans pending?
So it's an interesting market for us because if we look at the UK and other markets in Europe, the sustainability agenda's been there for 4, 5, 6 years.
Yep.
The US is now starting to get traction on that. Not in every market because they've still got the big cars and the less frequent trips to big supermarkets or big shops.
Yep.
But in certain segments of the market, the need or the desire for this type of technology is there. For pouching, for cannabis, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Sweets,
Canada,
jellies, local producers. We do already do some work in the States. So we do have some sort of plans and some other ideas to do more there.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think they're waking up to the sustainability thing and
Yes.
it's going to become more of a...
Yeah, we've seen it. A lot of their retailers out there now looking to the UK and Europe to look at the guidelines we're putting in place in terms of monopolymers, collections, what's on a red list, what's on amber list, what's on green lists. There's a whole movement out there in terms of on-pack labelling now as well, about how to recycle, where to take things back to.
Right.
So there is a lot of that being driven through. It's the start of it. So if we think we have a good experience and knowledge of that market, we can probably hopefully add some value.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's tackle the difficult question of recycling of film. You know, you've developed a film that is the same substrate.
Yep.
So it is recyclable, but the system for recycling in UK and Europe, it's a bit patchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different everywhere.
What's your philosophy on that?
So we can't change the world. We can't solve everyone's problems. We can't fix all the issues. All we can do is supply products or alternative or solutions that meet today's regulations or collections, and also future-proof for what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So the things like PCR content, monopolymer solutions, having a range of products that we can say to the customers, once things catch up, and they will catch up, you're in the right place. We're doing that now to make sure our products are ready.
Yeah.
And most of what we do now are monopolymer solutions. There's not a lot of mixed plastics. We do where there's still products that are hard to get away from mixed plastics, but as technology advances, we will get more traction on those areas as well.
Last one, you recently won an award.
Yep.
Was it one or more than one?
Many. A few this year, but we won one just recently, and this was a good example of actually digitally hitting mainstream UK. So this was for a retailer product where, again, it was for a lidding film of ours, where we took a high quality value product. We printed it with the FP790. We had some PCR content in the film, but I think it was one of the first real examples of digital presses hitting mainstream UK retailers. And yeah, it was for that product really.
So did they give you feedback as to why?
That was one of the main things. It was hitting that target market, breaking into new flexo perceived market volumes.
Right.
The print quality was good as well,
right,
from digital, which matched the brand of the premium product.
Right. And also, you just had a record month?
Yeah. So I mean, as we said earlier, we put the first press in 2023, July. We were the beta partner for that. September, October, we really started to produce and run through product. We were soon onto 2 shifts, onto 3 shifts. We then took the second press in June last year. And by October, November, we was up at 1 million meters a month. Last month, I think it was close to 1.2, 1.4 million meters. So that's printed digital work going through our press. 1.4 is a lot for digital printed flexible packaging. So we'll continue to push on. That's not fully manned up. We have more capacity. We have the ability to gang things together and new software to plan better, which will reduce our uptime. But also we're looking to increase the press from 50 meters a minute to 60.
Yes.
So again, we're proud to be the beta for that moving forward, and that gives us more capacity with what we have on the shop floor.
Okay.
So we'll continue to push those numbers really.
Right. Okay. Did you want to refer to this piece of film here?
No, that was something else.
That's all right.
That's fine.
I haven't got it for nothing, after all.
No.
Okay, that's all right. Any questions from anyone in the audience? Okay, I've got one more.
Okay.
You've been helping us talk to potential customers all around the world.
Yep.
What's the key one piece of advice you'd give anyone looking to enter into digital flexible packaging production?
That was on the questions you sent through.
I just thought of it.
I think it's to understand how you're going to position it. We come from a totally different angle. This allowed us to get a foothold in manufacturing from a point of view that we could bring some unique proposition to the marketplace, coupled with other things we're doing in workflows and materials. It allowed us to enter a market and actually move a market on. If you've got a flexo press, you're looking at this, you need to really go, what am I going to do with it? What is the purpose of it? How are we going to utilise it? You can't buy a press and have it sat there and go, well, I could use it for some mock-ups. I could use it for some seasonality. You just need to understand that actually that it's a fantastic bit of equipment to add into an existing manufacturing portfolio.
So it's another production press.
It is. It's a production press.
Yeah.
Definitely a production press. You'll see presses around here that are new, that, okay, this produces. So this is a process. You can plan this into your system, and it can take capacity.
Yeah.
But how you sell that, how you position it, how you create the value from it,
yes.
they're all the things that you need to work out in your own market.
Yeah.
Because everywhere's different.
Yeah, yeah. Got it. Thank you, Simon.
Okay?
Yeah, that's excellent. Please.
Good.
Thanks, everyone, for coming. You can get a free cup of coffee behind the stage.